A story of Charles Dickens. The value of imagination. Charles Dickens was born
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens was born in 1812. His dad was a clerk in southern England. He wasn't paid much, so the family lived in old rundown house. Then Mr. Dickens lost his job, so they moved to London. Mr. Dickens still couldn't find a job and went deep into debt. One day, the police showed up and asked Mr. Dickens if he could pay his debt. When Mr. Dickens said he didn't have enough money, one policeman answered that he had to go to debtor's prison with no one to support them. Mrs. Dickens and Jane, except Charles, moved into the prison with their father, even though Charles was only 12, but he got a job in a dirty black shoe polish factories, working 12-hour days. He scarcely made enough money to buy bread and rent a bed in an old room. Charles wondered what thing would become of him. Desperate, Charles' father studied shorthand. When he received some of money from a relative, he paid his debt and got out of prison. Then he got a job as a court reporter. Charles quit his job and went to school. The teacher was cruel, but Charles studied hard and learned quickly. He also studied people, paying attention what they did and why they did it. He also noted the look and smell of place. After 2 years, he got a job as a reporter in England House of Parliament. Even though he found it fascinating, he wondered why they didn't adopt law to help poor people. Then, one day, Dickens decided to be imaginative, and he wrote a story of his own. Each character seems to be a little like someone he had known. Finally, one evening, he dropped his story. He dropped off his story under the pseudonym both at the monthly magazine office. A month later, Dickens was shouting joyfully. They printed my story. I'm an author. The magazine wanted more and more stories by both. Soon, Dickens was writing stories about children working in factory, family living in debtor prison, and poor people being hungry. He makes story fun to read. The high hope that people would do something about the thing that was wrong. Dickens wrote stories about people such as David Copperfield or Oliver Twist. Folk over the world was fascinated by the people. His imagination brought to life. In Dickens' story, people can conceive the way the shoe polish factory looked and learn how being in
这个并可省略，知道how 并或等于 how 就可以了。
how
in a
debtor's prison failed. Dickens' book also became popular in America. While he went to America to read his story to people, long greeting
large throngs
greeting him.
要 large 嘛，large throngs
greet him. When he was there, England was
就好，动词过去式
England passed the law to protect children who have to work. The Parliament also closed debtors' prisons and passed laws so poor children could attend school. After Dickens returned from America, a big dinner was given by his owner in his honor. Your imagine Dickens, Mr. Dickens, your imagination. Mr. Dickens had given our great pleasure, given us our great pleasure, said one host. You have become the most popular novelist of our times, and you had helped to change our law so that they are more fair to the people. A woman exclaimed excitedly when she met him on the street. Mr. Dickens, let me touch the hand that had filled my family and many people, and with many friends.
OK。
还有一句。
还有一句吗？来。
That pleased Dickens the most.
How